I'll give you another example. It's in my book. In 1984, I was working really hard, and when your agent says, you're so tired, you got to take a vacation. Your agent makes 10% of what you make. When your agent tells you to take a vacation, you know that you're exhausted. So I took a vacation. Went to Hawaii, because he had just gotten married and told me to stay at the hotel. I went by myself. I just wanted to totally chill. I was there for a week. I was supposed to stay there 2 weeks. And I said, I want to come back to this place. I've never been here. It's beautiful. So I got in the plane called the Island Hoppers. It goes from one island to another and do a ground tour, and then you go another island. We're on our way to Maui from the big island. And it was a twin-engine plane. And all of a sudden, the plane started going, shaking. So we all stopped and said, oh, what the hell? And it stopped. So we said, oh, we started laughing, you know? So we left, it goes, and the pilot says, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down and buckle your seats. Now, usually in the movies, when a plane's in trouble, the pilot says, ladies and gentlemen, be calm, be still, we're in control, da-da-da-da-da. Look up at the pilot. This is what the pilot was doing. Help us, Jesus, help us, Mary, help us, Lord, help us, Jesus, help us, Mary, help us, Lord. The pilot. Look out the window and say, then we sure are close to the bam. We crash in the water. Now, water seems soft, right? When you hit the water from that height, it went bam, bam. It tore the bolts out of my seat and threw me forward. The scars from that happening. And when that happened, it's hard to explain, but it's an out-of-body experience. Something up there looked down, and it sounds crazy, looked down at me in my seat, all the people bleeding, the pilot, and everything. Okay? So this thing, I can't explain what it was. It's peaceful, just observing me. Pilot wakes up, so his face hit the dashboard of the plane. Everybody out, get up, get out of that. And so as he did it, this thing in my body merged back together. And I said out loud, because I don't swim. I said, Bill, I said it out loud. You always want to know how you're going to die, and now you know. So I just sat there waiting for the water's coming up, boom, 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 blood's coming up, boom, 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 boom. Pilot gets people out, takes them to the wing, says, hey, you, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. I said, I can't swim. He says, unbuckle your seat. Okay, unbuckle my seat. Take the life donut out. Life donut. Put it around your head. He gives me instructions. Pull the cords. When I got to short of like 5 cords, I looked down and saw 1,000. I kept pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling, and nothing happened. He left the plane and says, come to the wing. I said, I don't see. He says, come to the wing. I got out in the wing. I'm standing there, and they all paddled away because they all swam and everything. They got 500 or 600 feet away. He says, jump, jump, undertow, undertow. I said, I can't swim. He says, jump. I said to myself, what the hell do I have to lose? I'm going to die anyway. So I jumped. I forgot to tie the life donut around my waist because he had pulled a cord as I passed him. It blew up. I forgot to tie it around my waist. I went down once, twice. Third time I came up, I'm not exaggerating, life donuts here. I put it around my head, like a little dog. I do like this. Then I reach them. I turn around. This big mouth of water swallows the plane and takes it under. If I stayed on the wing, I would have died. I'm telling you, this is all the truth I'm telling you. In the water, 10 minutes passes, people are moaning and groaning. This lady says, look, boats, planes, boats, planes. Now my thought is, before you die, because there's sharks in the water and everything, you have these delusional thoughts and you think you see things. That's what she's doing, right? So I said, ugh. She said, boats, planes, boats, planes. Take this to Vegas. You tell me the chances of this happening. Twice a year, the Hawaii Fire Department sends its emergency rescue teams out to do practices in all different parts of the ocean. This day, they were 1/2 nautical miles away from us. They saw our plane go in. They were there in minutes. They took everybody out the water, wrapped us in blankets, asked if we were okay, and started driving us back to shore. I sat next to the pilot, 6'2" or 3" Ichabod Crane, blue eyes. I can see his face, dark hair with white streaks through it. I'm sitting, he's shivering, I'm shivering. And I say to him, sir, I don't want to disturb you. I said, but I was in shock. You talked me through getting out of the plane. You talked me to jumping off. You talked me to paddling toward you. You saved my life, and I want to thank you. I cannot know what to say. He looks at me and he says, I appreciate you saying that. He said, I'm a Catholic. I believe in Jesus Christ. He says, I don't know what you believe in. He said, but don't thank me. Thank that. Turns away from me, looks back in my face, grabs my shoulder, and starts crying like a baby. Get back to shore, people are in shock because planes that crash in that water don't have survivors. I have no way of explaining it to say that that's one of the days I realized there are things happening in this universe that are far beyond my intellect. Far beyond my intellect. And I had my 2 master's degrees and I was so smart. I can't even tell you how much I learned from that experience. I have pictures on the wall of my condo up there of that day from the newspaper. I saved it and just framed it. I never want to forget it. It's just, so it shaped my life. Between those experiences and meditation, it just shaped my life. And maybe understand that,